Here we are. Hello. Come on in, everyone. We are on our very last session of day 1 of the Crochet with Confidence Summit. And we have the awesome Sarah here. Sarah, you win the prize because you're the only speaker that has done all 3 of our summits so far.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
I was looking at this spreadsheet.
Oh, that's good to know.
all of them. And you've done such different things, but we always know that we come to you for technical things. For you're such a good technician. And we love the way that you teach. And everyone in the comments of your video was like, this is amazing. So yes, if you are joining us live now and haven't managed to watch it, make sure you go back and watch Sarah's session on cables because it is awesome. Julia's here with us. Hi, Julia. And how did we come about cables? Did you suggest them or did we suggest them? I can't remember how we came.
I can't remember. I think I had a few very random, unrelated ideas that I sent to you and you picked cables, so that's how it came about.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the others were now, but I just remember thinking this is a weird selection of ideas.
But people are really scared by cables, aren't they? They're really scared. And it's like, I love the way that you've broken them down and actually said they're just not as scary as you think they might be.
Yeah.
And even for me, like looking at the stitch charts as well. Like I don't like charts, but I was like, that does make sense.
Really, I think for cables, it really makes it much easier because if you read the written instructions, it's like 4 lines long and it's just telling you to make a front post stitch somewhere, but trying to explain where it goes. Whereas on the chart, you can see, it crosses over this one and skips 2. And I just think it's easier. I think it's just that first stitch. Once you get the first post stitch in the right place, the rest of them.
Everything
And look, Jessica's agreeing. Thank you for this. You make cables look so doable. And that's so. Look, everyone's saying. Kim's saying it's amazing. Never thought I could do cables without knitting. I love that we can unlock this potential in everyone. I think if you could do knitting cables, then you can definitely do crochet cables. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so. Because with knitting, you have to put stitches on one of those little weird
holders.
I know. My mum does it. Yeah. Or you could do it. Or my mum does. She like flies dangerously and just takes them off the needle and just hopes that they're still there when she goes back. I'm like, oh
no.
That's really life on the edge.
That is,
this is interesting. Hannah's saying learning how to read a chart or graph is on my yarny bingo for this year. I love that. While I've learned how to read a basic chart or graph, it feels like the next step to tackle. Yes, I think there are fundamentals that you need to know before you're going to tackle a cable chart. But they are, once you know the key and once you break them down, they're fairly straightforward, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's getting the basic symbols nailed down, isn't it? Because like my friend, she used to read charts and you've got the front postage and back postage, and obviously the symbol's different because one goes that way. One goes the other way.
I still get them mixed up.
Yeah, but she never realized that. She just thought, well, that's that's a front postage. So
I see.
Everyone was front postage, and I'm like, well, yeah, but one's back, one's front. She's like, well, how do you know? And I'm like, because one's this way and the other one's that way. And she's like, oh, of course they're different. So
that's funny until someone points something out. Like you can carry on, and I bet the stuff she made looked lovely still.
Absolutely.
That's fine. So if you have anybody, there's lots of votes of people who absolutely love cables, but if anyone has any questions about cables, about Sarah's presentation, please bring them our way. We have someone that loves cables, but only ever done them in knit, not crochet. Excited for crochet cables. That's awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. And this one, loved your tip on how to make the long cables and have a flat back. Yes, when I watched it, I'd never seen anyone do a flat back before. And I was like, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
That is a game changer.
I kind of came up with that because my long stitches are not very good. And I just find it hard to get them really, really consistent. So I was getting these big holes and I would look at other people's pictures and there were no holes. And I was like, what am I doing? So then, I was just messing around trying to see, could I attach it to the back so that I didn't have this big gaping hole.
Have a gap,
but I like it. So it does use more yarn and it's a little bit thicker, obviously. But the back is nice and flat and no gaps.
Wow.
Yeah, it does matter if you want to make something, if both sides are going to be visible like a blanket.
Yeah.
You get a nice flat
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Or I suppose if you're doing something, I don't know, that needs to be a bit thicker, a bit like a basket or a bag or something, it actually could help with the density of the fabric there.
Yeah, definitely.
Susan said, I love this tutorial. Thank you. All wearing lovely tops today. Are the patterns on your channels? Yes. I think, well, no, actually, mine's not yet, is it? Mine's coming soon. Where's yours? What's yours?
Mine's not either. I made this about 5 years ago and I still haven't written off the pattern.
It's very lovely. Good.
It's on my list as well. It's on my list.
Veronica's definitely is. I know.
Yes, this is my very first pattern that I started my blog with. So this is the Summer Romance top. If you go onto bluestarcrochet.com and search for Summer Romance, this top should pop up. And it's a really easy, like a T shape. Just two pieces, front and back. The sleeves are already all attached to the front and to the back, and just seam it together and you're done.
Love it. Love it. Oh, and Nessa's here saying, hi, very good video. Thanks. I had found crochet cables harder to do than the knitting cables, but that's a great tip that a crochet chart makes them easier to make. Yeah, definitely. I love this. We're converting everyone to chart reading.
Yeah, I love charts. And a lot of people are really allergic. They just find them so daunting. But like, give me a chart any day. I just don't have the focus sometimes to read a pattern, but a chart, I feel like you can just get it really quickly. Like, you can visualize what it's going to look like.
So thank you very much. I wanted to ask, I'm assuming blocking becomes absolutely mandatory when doing cables.
I wouldn't say it's any more mandatory than blocking anything else. I suppose it depends when you're finished. If you feel like it's a little bit, things are a bit uneven and you want to just smooth it up, then it's a really good idea to block it. I suppose with the taller stitches, they are tricky sometimes, and it can be hard to get your attention the exact same on all of the stitches. Like, I know even in my video, there were a few that I were doing and they just like didn't really work out. So yeah, definitely in that instance, I think blocking is going to make it look nicer. But that applies to all crochet projects, really, doesn't it? Like, blocking just kind of gives it a little bit more professionalism or something.
I can't see how blocking would do much harm to it.
No,
that's what I always think. I was going to say the same. Of like, we said something about something earlier, didn't we? Of like, it's not going to do any harm. It's not difficult to do. It's you may as well. And once you do it once, you'll be like, oh, that's worth it. That's definitely worth doing.
That's definitely it. Yeah.
This is a good question from Joanne saying, not all patterns I encounter have a stitch chart and the pattern is so wordy and I get lost. What can I do to create or maybe make myself a stitch chart?
Oh, that's a good question. So Stitch Fiddle is what I used, but I know earlier, didn't someone mention some knitting?
Oh, is it Knit Companion? Is it Knit
Companion? Can you do your own chart?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether they just do knit charts. But I think if it's a fairly simple one, I think you could just draw it yourself, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could just
which one of yours you had one that had a short repeat, like a 6 repeat or something, didn't you? Like, you could just draw those 6 stitches out. And if you know that then you're working half double crochets up until the next time you do it, you don't need to draw that, do you?
Yeah.
You do that one bit of it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you don't even necessarily have to use the official crochet stitch symbols. You know, if you read the pattern word by word and do your own symbols, whatever makes sense to you, and just like make a visual kind of guide to the written text, and then you can compare it to the finished cable as well, just to kind of see whether it would match the actual finished sample with your little sketch. Perhaps that's a way to go about it as well.
Yeah, definitely. Or color code it or something, couldn't you? That's another way you could draw. You know, all you need to know is basically what goes in what direction.
Yeah.
Need, isn't it? What goes across and what is straight.
Yeah, because when I like just quickly want to put like draw a chart quickly, like my double crochets are just like a T, which really is a half double crochet, but I know it's a double crochet.
As long as you know what you're doing, it's fine.
Yeah, just do your own symbols, even if it's like colored dots or just lines and stuff. So just to translate the written words to a chart for visual help.
Oh, Marianne's saying cables was something else that looked too complicated, but I like front posts, so I can do this. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, you absolutely can do this. And yeah, Julia's saying cables are more versatile than knitted ones, so crochet ones, sorry. And I've done both and prefer crochet. That's really interesting to hear it from a knitting point of view as well. Yeah. And Nessa's here. Nessa, you've been here all day, I think, haven't you? So
I
lovely.
think so.
I didn't realise that reading the crochet charts was making my life easier, and that cable patterns I've struggled with big time are the cable patterns I don't have charts with. I get lost. That's really interesting that you've now realised that, isn't it? Like, yeah, always go for ones. Go for ones that have got charts. Oh, and Jared said your tip is genius for hiding the gaps. Love it. I love it. I love it. Great class.
Crochet gold. That's what we're here for. All these little tips and tricks.
Learn how to eliminate the holes. I never like that about cables in crochet. And I think lots of people do say that, don't they, about these gaps that they don't like the look of. Yeah, totally. Here we go. Next question. Is it possible to make the cable stitches in one colour and the background in another colour? I know I'm probably a little over my head. Yes. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. I had this crazy idea that I wanted to do cable colour work one day. Not only cable colour work, corner to corner cable colour work. I don't know what possessed me.
I think that was before your morning coffee, wasn't it?
I know. I was like, well, if I you just literally the same as anything. You crochet to whatever point, then you change your colour, and then you change back after you.
And that's it. So you would just work to like the last step before the front post, change colour, do the post stitch in a different colour, and then change back.
And then switch back.
But all your front post stitches, as long as they were like one after the other, and then change back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actual cable of it was in a different colour. Yeah. There's absolutely no reason why you can't. You just need to work out if you're continuing with the same colour after the cable. Is it a project that you're happy to carry along the back of it, and is the cable too long to carry a yarn across the back? So sometimes you might have to do a bobbin, I think, and have to set your main colour.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be quite I did it in small squares, so it was quite easy. But if you were doing like a whole blanket, for example, I think you would want to bobbin it.
Because your colour changes are always going to be going one direction.
Yes.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because they're always on the right side.
Yeah. So it does involve some thinking, but you can definitely do it.
And I can see steam coming off of our heads. Like,
okay.
It's too late in the evening for this now.
This is like session number 6 today.
Thank you so much for the tips, ladies. And Nessa says she's been here all day. I've been watching the videos as I'm working. Oh, fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Now I can only concentrate on one thing at a time. I don't know how you do more. But yeah. So what do you think then, Sarah, for where does a beginner start? Can a beginner do cables? That's the question.
I mean, define beginner. Have you picked up a hook before? Like,
I don't know.
So you know the basics, like
basics,
crochet, double crochet.
Yeah.
They can. I probably wouldn't start actually with doing cables. I might just start with doing like front post stitches straight. So just right into the stitch below and just go that way. And then once you're kind of comfortable with that, maybe start crossing them. Because there are some very simple cable patterns, that maybe only have like 2 post stitches and then 2 crossed, and that's it. And you just repeat that. So yeah, definitely. It just is going to take a little bit more practice. I guess you'd want to be pretty comfortable with your tension, wouldn't you? That you felt like you had control over the sizes of your stitches and the heights of your stitches. Because even to get that front post stitch to match the height of the half double crochet behind it, there's a little bit of extra work there that maybe you wouldn't have to think about.
Yeah, otherwise it'll just roll, won't it? It'll just pull to the front and just...
It could, or it could just end up too high, so then it's all like kind of
too loose,
gathering up on itself, and
I think often when you're learning something new, if it's a new stitch and a new technique and you're new to crochet, it's very tempting then to crunch everything down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to keep that hook angle down, whereas actually for cables you really need to lift it up, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I think like Selena's video earlier was excellent. Like I really enjoyed that actually. And she was saying about just going bit by bit, like you don't have to make a granny square first thing. So, even just, get practice with post stitches, then move on to maybe doing the crossing and making it a bit more complicated.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe just look into what it takes to make a crochet cable, like start with your chain, then your double crochets, learn the post stitches, and then, like you said, start crossing them over and going in all sorts of different directions with them.
And that's the other thing as well. Is it really important to learn like the anatomy of a stitch?
Yeah.
Because then you can figure out when then someone says, you know, a post stitch, you're like, well, where does that, how do I, because I find that hard in some, when I do video tutorials, I'm like, a back post stitch to me does not feel like it doesn't feel like I'm going round the back. I feel like that's got the wrong label for it. And I find that very difficult to explain. But when you do it, it's fine. It doesn't matter what it's called, is it? But it always feels like a wrong way round to me.
Yeah, it's hard to show a back post stitch, isn't it? Because you have to just turn everything like in such an awkward angle that even to see where the hook is going is difficult. Like you nearly have to put it on slow motion, I think, when you're watching something like that. Yeah,
definitely. Oh, this is an interesting from Bonnie saying, I find vertical cables easier to track than extended horizontal stitches. I get lost in those every time. Yes. Yeah, no, I would say that. And I think if someone was just starting out with cables, I would choose long, thin ones as opposed to shorter, wider ones, because actually, yeah, you're right. It's so easy to get lost. If you've got like a 12 stitch repeat across your cable, which some of them do, you know, they have even more, don't they? That's really tricky to do and easy to get lost in. Whereas if you've got that six repeat or even a 4 repeat, that's actually, you know, you can very clearly see if you've gone wrong and where you've gone wrong.
And it doesn't hurt as much when you have to pull it out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Definitely. So what's your go-to project then for cables? What would you love to make with cables?
What's on my list, I think, is a scarf, because I haven't done a cable scarf, and I think now that I have the way to keep the back flat, I think that would be a good
I wonder whether you could make like reversible cables, whether you could work on the front and on the back.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can you do cables that have like, because you know the example that I did, we were just doing the front post stitches on the right side. I wonder, could you do back post stitches on the wrong side?
Other side? Yeah.
Or front post on the other side. Yeah, I don't know. It's something to experiment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've definitely done cables where, on the other side, posts for the length of the cable. And it makes it pop a bit more.
And I guess your cable repeat is like, it's a bit shorter, isn't it? Because if you're only doing the front post on the right side, it's quite long actually before the cable starts to snake up. And I've done them before so many times. If anyone worries that they've struggled with it, I have to, because sometimes I'll do it and I do them in the right, and it's meant to, like you say, snake up, and then realize that it's snaked halfway there, and then you've gone back here, and you've got, like, it's so easy, isn't it, to snake up?
It never snaked back.
It didn't come back to where it came from. So it's very, very easy to get lost in cables. I completely understand anyone that feels that way.
You have to. You can
stitch markers are great.
Sorry.
As the stitch markers are great if you just mark your stitches with the stitch markers to try and keep track. That would be a good way. And the other thing I was thinking, to minimize the gaps, because sometimes I normally get a gap like either side of the cable on the front as well. My thinking was whether you could somehow use like linked crochet stitch to connect the plain fabric to your cable. You know, like, I don't know how, but I'm sure there is a way. So there is like a, like a solid fabric on either side. To the first cable, so you don't get the gap on the side, because that's one of my kind of why I don't do many cables, probably because I just don't like the gaps on the sides. I wonder whether there is a way. I'll have to. Now I'm like itching to have a go. Like,
I know,
I need to go and get yarn and a hook and give that a go. Whether that's possible. I'm pretty sure it is somehow. Maybe it'll be harder to write in a pattern, like instead of this bit and that loop and then put it there and pull it through.
I very often feel like that when I'm designing something. I'm like, well, I can do this and we could do that, but is that transferable to an actual pattern to explain? Even with video, is that doable and achievable for people without them having to relearn a whole new technique and a whole new thing? And there's that balance, isn't there, of going the traditional route of how it's always done, and then going up, you're like yours, Sarah, that solution is such a simple solution.
But I haven't written that in a pattern yet. So
you have to
and as I was doing it, I was trying to think, what would I call this stitch? something like a front post, half double crochet, two together or something like
Ish type thing.
Possible, yeah.
Imagine
Would
writing
that work?
that.
I don't know.
Yeah, imagine writing that in the pattern. People would be like,
Yeah,
"What?"
yeah, yeah.
I
So
reckon
no,
you
I
should
haven't.
call it the Sarah stitch.
Yeah, the Sarah,
Just
look,
make it your own. It's
I
my
think I
stitch. It's
do.
called the Sarah
Love
stitch,
that.
and if you want to know, you need to learn the Sarah stitch.
Yeah, definitely. Invent that. Yeah. Julia said, I made a queen size blanket with traveling cables for a gift. It was beautiful, but a lot of work. Yeah,
Wow.
it is a time investment. They do slow you down because they take longer because you have to place them all and everything. But and they do use up more yarn, but they are so worth it, aren't they? Because they're absolutely beautiful when they come out as you want them.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I saw a completely different type of cable, actually, crochet cables done with single crochets. And I must go looking for it again because I'm not sure how she did it, where she kind of had the single crochets like going at an angle, and then on the next row, they kind of intertwined. It looked really good, but it was just single crochet. So it was just a completely different type of cable. So I must
That's
look
really
into that.
cool. Well, I've done, and actually I'm doing some more design. I've got one design in it in like short row cables, in literally just in like yarn over slip stitches. So you've got all loops.
Is that yours, the sweater, the pink?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
it was like that, but it was a little bit different. Yeah. So you're going to do that again, are you?
Yeah. So similar concept. So, I love the fact that there's so many different ways that we can do all of this stuff and come out with such different and diverse designs. I love it. Yeah. So that's another way that you can do it without any post stitches at all. So it's not as bulky, it's not as thick.
Yeah.
So for garments, it works really nicely, and you just go back and forth and just uses really simple stitches. So yeah, it's another idea for people to try.
We've got a brilliant name suggestion there for you.
Is genius. Yeah, that's way better than mine.
There we go.
I still vote for the Sarah stitch personally.
Anchored front post treble. Yeah, it's perfect.
You need to write that down.
Yes, you have to remember that.
Yeah, I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you are hungry for more crochet cables, Sarah has also got an amazing freebie for you. You're giving away your amazing pattern, aren't you, for the crochet cables? Yeah. So you need to log onto the platform, go and find Sarah as part of the platform and sign up to her email list to get your amazing freebie and give crochet cables a go. Go back and watch the presentation and give cables a go. Definitely.
And I think that's it for today. My gosh, we made it. We made it. And everyone made it with us. We've still got lots of people with us. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And Sarah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, again. We've had a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for everyone for your questions and for coming and joining us. It makes these summits, we say it every year, don't we? But it really makes these summits what they are. And we can share all of our knowledge and all of our, well, not even knowledge. Sometimes it's just us trying to figure it out as well with you and just sharing, and all the people sharing their own tips and tricks in the comments as well. It's so valuable and it's so wonderful that we've built this community together. So thank you to everyone who has joined us, and please come again tomorrow. It's the thing. Hey, that's the thing. We start again at 1:30 our time in the UK, which is 9:30 in Eastern time, I believe, isn't it? It's all on the schedule. It's all on the schedule.
It's 8:30, but yeah.
8:30. There we go. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm talking rubbish. 8:30 Eastern time, 1:30 our time in the UK. And we'll be here. We've got 6 more speakers, so 6 more sessions and 6 more live Q&As. And we can't wait to see you. If there's any chance this evening, make sure you go back in and claim all of your freebies from today. They will still be available tomorrow, but just make sure you get them so that you know that you have them. And then while you're there, get signed up ready for everyone's YouTube channel tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that you won't have to keep hopping around too much, so that you're signed up and ready to watch for the sessions tomorrow. Yeah.
Absolutely. So same time, same place. We'll be here tomorrow, and we're hoping that all you guys will join us because it's been an amazing Thursday. So thank you so much to all our designers. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us again. It was lovely to have you back, and we will see you all tomorrow. So thanks for now, and bye-bye.